Well, I would walk 500 miles and I would walk 500 more just to be the man who walked 1,000 miles to fall down at your door. Hello, and today we're doing Premier League predictions for match day 37 of the 2020 to 21 season. It is the midweek predictions, and guess what, people? Fans are back. It's what you love to see, finally. And it's going to be very interesting, of course, in the big matchups in this Champions League qualification race. We've got players going for it in these last embers of the season, last embers of the matches, and it is all to play for. You know, even teams sitting in 7th or 8th could get Europa League right now, and the Champions League fight is really down to the wire after a last gasp Alisson winner against West Brom. Absolute scenes. The first goal from a goalkeeper in the Premier League since Asmir Begovic in November 2013. What a moment. That is the Premier League this season. You simply cannot write it. But let's get into my match day 37 predictions. Before we do, we will look back on week 36, see how we got on, see how the predictions league is shaping up with very little of the season to go. But before we do anything else, the colour of the week this week is going to be light blue. And the theme of the week is, seeing as we've got West Ham facing West Brom at the Hawthorns, I'm feeling quite Western. And the theme of the week is the very popular American series, WESTWORLD. That's right. That is a absolute, stormer of a TV series. It's very, supernatural and interesting. So if you haven't already watched it, do check it out. But what is going to be the song of the weekend for these match week 37 midweek games? It's going to be obviously a song of the midweeks and technically not the weekend, but it's going to be the one I just sung, The Proclaimers, 500 Miles. So let's get into how I did last week and how that impacts the matchday 37 predictions table. So we went with a 2-0 Man City win over Newcastle. Well, it was a bit more exciting than that. Not as comfortable for Man City. A 4-3 City win. Unbelievable game. And Ferran Torres, fair play. That is a goal of the season contender with that flick from that Gundogan free kick. Amazing goal. Hat-trick for the absolute fantastic Spanish midfielder. And Man City, they didn't have a strong side. They really, at this point, don't care. But fair enough, Newcastle were actually really good in the game. They kept on pushing back, although they kept on slipping away and letting their lead go again. But Newcastle just about lost that game by 4-3. So just the 3 points for me for the result. We went with a 3-1 West Ham win in the game with Brighton. It was, of course, 1-1 and looked like a Brighton win. But 3 minutes after that goal from Brighton's very own player, Danny Welbeck, who's been in absolute amazing form, so fair play. It was a first West Ham goal for Ben Rama, and that was a nice finish to say the least. So no points for me there. Southampton 1, Fulham 1 I went for. I just thought this would be a stalemate, and I didn't think that there'd be the goals to see it through, and I thought it might just be one of those games where it just passes you by. But fair enough, Southampton did punish Fulham. Their defence this season has been awful, and Scott Parker has got a lot of things to sort out in the Championship next season. But, Che Adams, great form he's shown, and he's going to be a big player, you'd imagine, for Scotland at the Euros. So, yeah, really good. And once again, the delivery from Ward-Prowse, absolutely exceptional. And also good to see a great moment for Nathan Teller. He's been working his way up, and it's so nice when you get that reward and get the winner. So, he got the second goal, and it was finished off, of course, with the last one, and that was enough for Saints to get the win through Theo Walcott. And Fulham really, just not good away from home this season. And when you think about Fulham, they just have been poor, and you got to look at those first 6 or 7 games. They were really poor. That kind of killed them, and they haven't been able to bring it back since. But no points for us. We said a 2-0 Leeds win. It was actually 4-0. Burnley torn apart, and I guess that's something to do with the fact Nick Pope not playing, but still not good from Burnley. And what a substitution. Rodrigo showing the impact, 2 goals, and yeah, it was a bit funny in the 72nd minute when there was a little altercation between Alioski and McNeil, and Alioski just sticking his tongue out and being a bit of a legend, really. So that was an interesting one. Burnley have filed a complaint and a report to the FA about that incident. Something was reported. We still don't know what, but anyway. Palace game, Villa. I went with a Villa win. I don't know what happened to Villa. They were looking fairly good. Very good goal from the inform El Ghazi, and it's a fantastic header from Watkins. Just flicks it behind him and stroked home really confidently by the Egyptian. But yeah, I don't know what Villa were really doing. They just completely lost their momentum, and the goal from Zaha is a little bit lucky deflection off El Mohammadi that makes all the difference. But fair play, Tyrick Mitchell. It's not a brilliant finish. It's not a fantastic goal, but he'll take it in off the chest, and absolute scenes for Selhurst Park, who haven't seen a lot of wins this season. So, Crystal Palace will take that one. And you'd imagine maybe it might be time for Roy Hodgson to leave at the end of the season. He's really getting on. So we don't know. He might still stay, and we shall see if that progresses. But no, I did get that one wrong. Spurs against Wolves, I went with a 3-0 Tottenham. And this is another one that wasn't ideal because we were so close to a correct score, but not quite. 2-0 it finished. Højbjerg and Kane. Kane is so hungry for that golden boot, but 3 points for us. 2-0 Liverpool win we went with, and it was much more nervy than that, as we of course know. So 3 points there, and of course 1-0 to Everton was what I predicted. It was the wrong way round. 1-0 to Sheffield United, and what a moment for the 17-year-old Sheffield United. It's just amazing for Jebison. So fair play to him. He's actually, such an inspiration for all those young footballers dreaming of success at this level. So yeah, it was all in all not a good week. 12 points. And what has that done for the predictions? Well, the other commenter in the predictions this week was Dugout Channel, and he got himself an amazing 29 points. So who is in first going into match day 37? It is in fact Douglas. Well done, mate. Very impressive indeed. You can't really say much more than that. 693 points now overall. And I'm in second with 687. So just a 6-point gap. It is tense going into the final 2 games. Jack still in third with 56. And Nathan in fourth with 20. So let's get into these predictions. And we're going to speed through it really. The first game to predict. Unfortunately, we haven't got the, graphic. We haven't got the motion. But, you've got the audio at least. Man United, Fulham. I'm backing a Man United win. I think Fulham defensively are in a lot of trouble right now. Man United 4, Fulham 1. Fulham to get the first goal through Bobby Decordova-Reid, but United to score through Edinson Cavani, Luke Shaw, Bruno Fernandes, and Mason Greenwood. Then it's Southampton versus Leeds. Southampton have been pretty poor this season at home. Leeds have been quite leaky wherever they've played, but they were fantastic against Burnley. And I think they can at least get a point here. Southampton 2, Leeds 2, with goals from Stuart Dallas. And then the second goal for Leeds, I think, will come from Jack Harrison. But a great comeback from the Saints after goals coming from Che Adams once again and James Ward-Prowse. Then it's Brighton versus City, and I'm going for a Man City win, of course. But I think it will be tight. It will be Brighton 0, Man City 1. The only goal from Ruben Diaz, assisted with a wonderful through ball by Riyad Mahrez. Then it's Chelsea-Leicester, a massive, massive game. And of course, this will be with fans, just like all these games will be. COVID's, safe and socially distanced, but this is a massive game in the Champions League fight. It is so big, simple as that, really. To see what happens in this Champions League qualification. And Leicester got the FA Cup, fully deserved. What a strike from Tielemans. And Chilwell was unlucky, but it was offside just for Chelsea fans. So they need their revenge here. And it really is a winner-takes-all game. But I'm just fancying a draw from this game. I think both sides probably will get Champions League, but this is another big game in the tail. So I'll go with Chelsea 1, Leicester 1, and Chelsea goal to come through the defender that is, in fact, the fullback, and that is not Christensen. He's not a fullback. It's Marcus Alonso. Then the goal for Leicester, I think, will come from midfielder James Maddison. Then it's Everton versus Wolves. I'm going with an Everton win, 2-0 to the Toffees, with goals from Dominic Calvert-Lewin and the midfielder Gylfi Sigurdsson, We've then got Newcastle, Sheffield United. I'm going for a 2-0 Newcastle win with goals from Matt Ritchie and Joe Willock. Then it's Spurs Villa, going for a 3-1 Spurs win with 2 from Harry Kane, 1 from Son Heung-min, and the consolation scored late on for Aston Villa, I think, will be from defender, that is Tyrone Mings. I think if it's not Tyrone Mings due to suspension or something like that, then instead it will be the forward, that is Ollie Watkins. Then it's Palace Arsenal, London derby. I'm going with an Arsenal win, 2-1 away from home with goals from Alexandre Lacazette. And for Crystal Palace, let's say Eberichi Eze. And the goal second on for Arsenal will come from Bukayo Saka. We've then got Burnley Liverpool. This should be a comfortable one for the Reds, but it is big. And Burnley have beaten Liverpool before this season, and of course at Turf Moor with goals from Sam Vokes and Andre Gray. But I'm going for a Liverpool 3-1 win. Burnley to score their goal, and I think that goal will come in the end from Ashley Barnes. But the first goal for Liverpool is going to be Nat Phillips. The second goal for Liverpool, Sadio Mane. And the third goal for Liverpool, midfielder Thiago. And finally, Wolves against West Ham. We're backing a West Ham win, of course. They need it in the Champions League / Europa League race. And I'm going to say West Brom 0, West Ham 1. The only goal, Michail Antonio. Thanks for watching my Premier League predictions for Matchday 37. It's going to be interesting in this midweek. Smash a like on the video, comment your score predictions down below, and we'll see who gets the best scores. See you next time.